Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Had a wonderful day today. Super busy at work, but got through it. So
Good.
that's a good thing. So
Yes.
got a lot accomplished. So I'm happy about that. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I got my hair pulled back today, so no hairs in the food as I'm cooking. Trying to follow some of
I
those
thought about that
rules.
today. I was going to wear my hair up too. I thought, oh my gosh, since that happened the last time, I was like, oh, maybe I should wear my hair up, but I didn't. So well,
That's okay. You do you. What you're eating your food yourself, so.
yeah, I'm eating my own food, so it's okay.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, cheers to you. Obviously, it's Wine Wednesday, so we always do a little cheers. Are you
Yes.
drinking wine? What are you drinking there?
I'm not drinking wine. Actually, well, salud, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Oops,
Uh-oh.
spilled some already. Jeez, why does that always happen to me?
I don't know. I'm gonna put my
Okay.
back here so I don't.
No, remember we were talking about Topo Chico and you asked if like there was
Oh,
any, alcohol in Topo Chico.
yeah.
So I found this and I bought it and it's Topo Chico and it does have a
Ranch
contents
water.
of alcohol. Yeah, the ranch water. So
You
it's
started
actually
that.
pretty good. But since I told you that my favorite drink is a martini,
Oh,
I thought I'd put it in my martini glass and pretend I'm having a martini. So
there you go. There you
there
go.
you
Good.
go. Why not, right?
Why
You gotta
not?
do what you gotta
Exactly.
do.
Well, it looks good. I thought it was martini for sure.
There you go. I shouldn't have told you.
Tricked me. Well, today we're doing two recipes today. So you're making something delicious, a casserole, and I'm going to be
Yes.
doing the dessert side of it. So we'll let you get started first since you're doing the casserole.
Okay, great. Let's do that. So what I'm making is like a Mexican lasagna, if you
Okay.
will. So let me show you the ingredients and I'll bring them up so that you can take a look.
Okay.
I've got bell peppers, I've got tomatoes, I've got garlic, I've got onions, and corn.
Ooh,
Oh, and some
okay.
hatch chilies over here on this side. So those are the ingredients, as
Okay.
well as black beans. If you
Ooh.
don't care for black beans, friends, you can substitute black beans for, pinto beans, or if you don't care for beans at all, just, take them out. You don't like
Mhm.
them, don't worry about it, take them out.
Do you rinse
And
your
these are the,
beans?
what?
Do you rinse your beans?
I did.
Good.
I did rinse them. I'm not sure why, but I know they say to rinse them. So I did
Yeah.
rinse them. I don't know if there's
Good.
a reason, but I did. And then the seasoning that I used is salt, pepper, cumin, and chili powder. And I
Okay.
just kind of mix it all together in here so that I could just dump it in.
Yeah. Sounds
And
good.
I'm pretty much about doing it the easy way. So once I ground my ground meat, then I just dumped everything in. Okay, so it's super easy. And then here's what it looked like once I layered it, just like a lasagna.
Oh,
And so I use corn tortillas. You can use flour if you like.
okay.
However, what may happen is that they make it soggy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
The
so you're
flour.
better off using corn, but if you don't like corn, hey, use the flour. That's okay too.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what it looked like before I baked it.
Okay. So how many
And
layers did you do? How many?
well, this is a very small portion because,
Okay.
it's just kind of for me. So this,
Right.
I can eat this, in a couple of days or whatever. So this was 2 layers.
Okay.
2 layers. And it's like 2 tortillas per layer. So
Okay.
4 tortillas total. That's what it was.
Okay. So you did the
And
meat mixture on the bottom, then the tortillas, then more meat mixture, and then more tortillas and cheese.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Except
Like
for
a
cheese in
lasagna.
between there. Yeah, cheese in between there as well.
Okay.
So yes, you're right.
That sounds
This is
good.
what came out, which is still kind of hot. I
Ooh,
kind of cut into it already because
I
I
like
wanted
it.
to slice something. So
Yeah.
it came out really delicious because I kind of tried it already, but
Oh,
here
okay.
it is.
Oh, that looks good.
It is really, really good. I was, kind of amazed myself, and I'll try a little bit more. But
Okay.
you guys should really try this. Kind of tastes like, I don't know, it's like you're eating an enchilada, but
Yeah.
it's not an enchilada. I don't know. It's really, really good, but
Yeah.
it's delicious. Let me try it
I
again.
could see putting a little bit of sour cream on it or a little bit of Mexican crema on top of it or something, if you need
Yeah,
something, a topping or something or that looks really
it's
good.
very good. And I use the hot chilies, but you can use the mild, or you can cut the chilies if you like, completely. but it's actually very good. I
It
enjoyed
looks
it.
really good. Hey, you can have that for like couple nights in a row, or when I do meal prep, I usually like to eat something, like I won't eat it for lunch. I'll have something different for lunch, but I'll have it for dinner.
Mhm.
Or the next day I'll have it for lunch, but I won't have it for dinner. So, because I don't like to eat the same thing every single day, but I break it
Yeah.
up that way. And it's cool.
No.
You get off work and you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about making dinner. You've already got it ready.
Exactly,
Love it.
exactly. That's the best part of it. So you've already got it, made. And since I have two now, it's like I could even freeze one and eat that like next week or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Make two different dinners or two different lunches. And this way you can kind of alternate so you don't have the same thing every single day for lunch and dinner. However, I have tried that. And by like Thursday, I can't stand it anymore. And I
Yeah.
can't eat the same thing again, because I'll do it like on Sunday, I'll do the meal prep. But by
Yeah.
Thursday, I'm like, oh my God, I can't eat this anymore. But,
On
but this is
Sundays,
pretty delicious. So,
yeah, I used to make 2 meals on Sunday. And so then I would alternate, like one day it would be the first meal, second day it'd be the second meal. So I wouldn't exactly, because I burn out too if I have the same thing, like I said, every day. So
it's
but then
tough. Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
done, 2 meals for the whole week, and you could eat something warm
Yeah.
and good, and also very cost effective. Because do you know how much the whole thing
Exactly.
cost you?
Exactly. And
What do
this
you
was
think?
really kind of low fat because I did use like a low fat ground meat. It
Okay.
was 96.4.
Oh
So
yeah,
it really
very
didn't,
lean.
there was
Okay.
nothing, there was no grease or anything. I didn't have to drain anything.
Mhm.
So
Right.
other than maybe the cheese, that was probably the most, fattening part. But
Mhm.
it's a good meal. It's a hearty meal.
Okay.
So it was really delicious. I really enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying my fake martini as well.
Okay. And you could sub out the ground beef and put chicken in it, or
So for turkey,
yeah, you could sub
yeah,
that,
I
put something
would. Yeah, that's a good
like
idea.
that.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
It sounds good. Well,
Cheers.
cheers to your good recipe there. Sounds really good. Looks good. Wish I was
Thank you.
having it here.
And back at you. So let's see
Mhm.
what you got for us.
Okay. Well, this is a recipe. We call it Mexican wedding cookies. A lot of people call it different variations, different names, but this is one of our favorite cookies we always made in the bakery. And it's a very easy recipe. So I've got the ingredients. I'm going to show you really quickly because it's a very simple amount of ingredients. It's flour, 2 sticks of butter. We've got powdered sugar and pecans. And then usually vanilla's in the recipe. I used vanilla and also some almond extract. So, and that gave it another little good taste to it. So right now to get started, let me move this out of the way. We don't need that. To get started, I've already put the 2 sticks of butter and they should be at room temperature. I put them into the KitchenAid mixer already because I wanted to kind of let the butter mix around a little bit. That seems like that's the longest process. It's about a minute of just mixing the butter. And you're supposed to make sure the butter is not too soft, but not too cold. And so I've already done that for a minute. And I'll tell you the ingredients. And of course, we'll post all our ingredients to both recipes online. But we're going to be using 1 3/4 cups of flour. We have 3/4 a cup of powdered sugar. So I've got the 2 sticks of butter in there right now. I'm going to go ahead and add the powdered sugar. And I like to put my powdered sugar after I measure it out. I just put it in a little bit of parchment paper because it makes it really easy just to
Oh, that's a
mix.
good idea.
Yeah, then you can drop it into your mixer and you can actually do it when it's mixing as well too. So
Oh, wow. And it doesn't fly all over the place when you do that?
no, it doesn't.
No?
Now it could fly out of the bowl, but I'm gonna mix it just for a few seconds here. I'm not gonna over mix.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little bit loud at the beginning, unfortunately, but this
Can't
is
hear
how,
it.
oh really? This is how fast everything comes together. So I let that mix for, like 10 seconds there. Then I always stir my little bowl down a little bit just to make sure whatever's on the side of the bowl is going to get incorporated in. So do that. Then you're just going to add your vanilla. Like I said, you can do a teaspoon of vanilla, or I did half a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of almond extract. So I'm going to put
You
that.
know, Elba, I've never made those cookies.
Oh, really? Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people make them. And I know that sometimes they'll call them like Danish balls. They have a lot of other names. A lot of different ethnic groups make them and call them different things, but I love to
Okay.
make them. That's what we call them. And then we've got our 1 3/4 cups of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in too. I'll let my mixer kind of run while I do this. And we'll get that mixed in. Don't do that. Okay. It doesn't like me today. Says you're too close to me.
Don't throw the parchment paper in there too.
No, no. Yeah, this mixer, you put your hand in there and it'll probably break your hand. So I'm always
geez.
careful when I'm
Oh,
mixing
geez.
things. Yeah,
That's
you
a
don't want to
serious
do that.
mixer.
The
Yeah.
last ingredient that we put in are the pecans. And while that's mixing, I'll show you my pecans real quick. So I like to, whether I'm putting them in chocolate chip cookies or the Mexican wedding cookies, I like to toast them a little bit. So I've got them toasted
That
already.
sounds good.
You do have to watch them because you don't want to over toast them in any way. So you're just looking for them to kind of start to see, when you start to smell a little bit of aroma, then you stop
Do
it.
you have to like add oil to the pan to
No.
roast them, or do you just roast them
Yeah,
on
I
the
just
pan?
roast them. I do not
Dry.
add any oil, just dry.
Okay.
And they do
Okay.
well. And I keep
Okay.
all the little powder of the pecans too. I like all that. But just as soon as you start smelling the pecans toasting, stop them because you don't want to
Okay.
burn the pecans. That's the best part. But it really adds a really good flavor to the pecans. I'm gonna let this mix for just a minute. Hopefully it doesn't fly out of the bowl. And
Yeah.
we're just looking for it to get into a dough. So into a dough ball. So we started with the butter. Then we added our powdered sugar. Then we added our extracts, and last was our flour. And that's it. And it's come together really quickly like this. I'm going to show you the dough real quick. This is the dough. I don't know if you can see it real well. We can kind of pan down a little bit. And anything that's not mixed in, like if there's any flour left in our bowl not mixed in, we can do that by hand, because the last thing we want to do is overmix, with anything. Anytime you have flour, the more you mix it, the more your cookies are going to be hard. So I'll let him.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because flour has the gluten. So the more
Oh.
you mix, that's why when we're making anything that has flour in it, we always do, a small amount of mixing. And then, as soon as you see
Okay.
a dough ball start to form, you're like, okay, even if you have to do a couple seconds of hand mixing, that's okay. You just don't want to overmix your item especially with the mixer, because it's really strong. All right. So this is kind of a tough dough. This is a little bit tougher than the one I made earlier, but that's okay. It's still gonna be good. Okay, so let me get my bowl or pan real quick. I'm just gonna
I'll
show
just continue eating while you do that. How's
you.
that?
Yeah, go right ahead. So we use a little scooper. If we're making small cookies, and these are small cookies, so we use the little ice cream scooper that's a small one. And we do a little bit of spray just right in the little circle there, just to make sure it's gonna come out easily. We don't really want any grease. We just want to do that real quick. And then we scoop them. In the bakery, we used to scoop our cookies, and then we would actually freeze our cookies before we'd actually bake them. But I have found that they work just as well without freezing them too. So some cookies, people require you to freeze them, or they seem like they set up better. Then you let them come back to room temperature and they bake without spreading as much. But these cookies do not spread really that much at all. Now, some people will take them and roll these into balls, really circle balls, like this, before they actually bake them. I don't feel like it's necessary, because when they bake just like this. They do have a little flat bottom, but they're fine. But they look good when you put
But
them.
they stay in a little ball, right?
Yeah, they've barely spread it all. So that you scoop
Okay.
them all out, and I have a little parchment paper, of course, on my pan here. And let me just show you what they look like once they come out. Let me make sure I can reach over here without unplugging myself. Okay, it's gonna be a little hard. It's okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we go. So let me just show you my cookies. All right, so this is what they look like when they first come out of the oven. I'll move this. You can see.
They're big.
Yeah, this is what they turn out looking like. Here's the little ball.
Yeah.
You can see it's flat on the bottom like that, but it's a still nice little amount. And then this, we take a little bit of powdered sugar and we drop the cookies into the powdered sugar and just toss the powdered sugar around. They say not to do them when the cookie's warm because it'll make kind of a gooey substance with the powdered sugar. So you really have to
Okay.
let your cookies cool down a little bit. That's why I put them on this rack. And then you do them after your cookies have cooled down a little bit. You can do it with your
That
hands
looks
too.
delicious.
Yes, and they're really, really good. I already did a little sample of one and it was delicious. These are really
Nice.
fun to take to, you take to a little party, you can take them to your
Yeah.
office, and people think that they're harder to make than they are. The last thing
Mhm.
is sometimes people form them into little crescent shape instead of
Okay.
doing a round circle. I've seen that a lot too. And but I like the circles because they're nice and easy to do. So
Nice.
that's our
So
Mexican wedding cookie.
when should I expect mine to arrive?
They're so easy you can make them yourself. It was
Oh, geez.
5 ingredients,
As
and
I said, I have
and
not
your
made those ever.
and your whole house smells delicious. Just because you haven't made them doesn't mean you can't make them. And I want you guys to try
Okay.
them out there too.
I will try. I will
They're
try.
really, really good, and they taste
Good.
amazing. So
I'm glad you're going to post all the ingredients because maybe I will try this weekend. That's a
will
good
do.
idea.
Yeah,
Because you know
definitely.
what? It's gotten cold over here in San Antonio.
You
We were
know,
80
us
degrees
too.
yesterday. Today we're down to like 40 or something. It's
Right.
crazy. I don't know what's
I
going on.
know. Yeah, yesterday we had a cold front came in, the rain came in, a cold front came in, and it was cold too. So that's the
Yeah.
way
So
crazy
it's
weather
a
goes.
it's a good time to bake.
It's a great time to bake. Anytime's a great time to bake, though.
Anytime's a great
Like I
time to
said, the
bake.
whole
Yes.
house smells so good, and I'm gonna take some to work tomorrow because I do not want to eat these all. I'll leave some for the producer, of course. Mr. Producer will get some, but definitely these are going to work. So definitely.
That sounds good. That
So
sounds good.
I hear that the rodeo is over.
The rodeo is over until next year, which is
Okay.
sad, but
Yes.
we truly enjoyed it. I made the most of it. I was there as often as I could be, you know, attending with Richard, and he was
Good.
doing his volunteer work. So, you know, we were there as much as we could be
That's
and
good.
truly enjoyed it. Truly enjoed it. And I've
Well,
tried to share as many, I still have so many videos of the rodeo. So I'll probably continue to share more
more to
so
come.
that, you know, everybody can see those. But yeah, it was awesome. We loved it.
Well, I'm glad that you went. You know, I know those athletes work so hard all year long to be ready
Yes.
for the big rodeo. And so, you know, it's such a great time to go and see them. And I'm sure they're happy to showcase all their skills, all their
Yes.
training they've had. So
Yeah.
it's definitely quite an event. So I'm glad
Absolutely.
glad you had time.
Absolutely.
Well, we had a good time making these 2 recipes, and we're gonna whip up some more recipes in future videos, whatever kind of piques our interest. And also, if you guys have any ideas of things that you want us to make, we're willing to try any recipe. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think your recipe looked like it was a good, nice and easy recipe, but also looked delicious. So I'm excited to try your recipe. And
Good.
you definitely have to make these cookies because they're simple, good
I think I
cookies.
will. You know, it's time for me to bake some of those
That's
Mexican
right.
wedding.
It's
What am I
time.
waiting for? You
You
know,
know,
it's time for me to bake those.
exactly. Do you remember the pecan sandies that you can buy at the stores? If you
Yes.
don't put the powdered sugar on them, that's what this reminds me of, the pecan sandy.
Okay. I
But if
love
you,
those. Yeah.
yeah, if you put the powdered sugar on them, then they have a different taste. They have, you know, the powdered sugar taste. But
Okay.
do it
I'm
either.
gonna try.
Okay,
I'm gonna try. I promise. Girl Scouts honor. I'm gonna try this weekend to make them, and we'll see what happens.
that sounds good. Well, looking forward to hearing about you making them, and we'll see how they're going to turn out great. It's nice and
I
easy.
hope so. I
Yes,
hope so. But so
absolutely.
nice talking to you. So nice talking to you, friends, everyone out there. Thank you for
Yes.
tuning in, and we love to see you out there. And we hope you enjoyed this. Hope you'll try these recipes because they are really tasty. So, and actually not that hard to make. You
That's
know,
right. I know. I want
that
to say a special hello to a friend out there named Shirley. And I know I met her last year when we were in Montana, and she said she was a follower and a watcher. And I'm thinking about you, and I just wanted to say hello. I hope she's watching. And
wonderful.
yeah, she's a special lady. So we have lots of good
Oh,
friends out there. We're really happy with all our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following us. And we look forward
yes.
to getting to know each one of you.
Yes. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Montana. We love Montana. Not that
That's
I've
right.
ever been there, but you've been there.
Oh, it was
So
beautiful. It was my first time last year. We went, my whole family. A beautiful lady named Karen hosted us. She's a family member, and just a beautiful experience. I definitely will go back. It's a beautiful place. So not right
Oh,
now.
wonderful.
During the winter, they're covered in snow, so not during the winter.
Okay.
But definitely in the spring or maybe summer is probably the best time to go. So
Got it.
we'll take you back
Okay.
with us next time.
Oh, yes, take me with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, friends, for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again. We miss you when you're not here, so make sure you tune in every time.
Yes, and leave us a comment, and make sure you like and subscribe to us if you're not already. And we'll see you next time.
Okay.